Hello friends, good to be with you again. We come to the final chapter, chapter 14 of The Great Divorce. It's not too long. Let me begin reading. And suddenly all was changed. I saw a great assembly of gigantic forms, all motionless, all in deepest silence, standing forever about a little silver table, and looking upon it. And on the table were little figures like chessmen, who went to and fro, doing this and that. And I knew that each chessman was the eidolon or puppet representative of some of the great presences that stood by. And the acts and motions of each chessman were a moving portrait, a mimicry or pantomime, which delineated the inmost nature of his giant master. And these chessmen are men and women as they appear to themselves to one another in this world. And the silver table is time. And those who stand and watch are the immortal souls of those same men and women. Then vertigo and terror seized me, and clutching at my teacher, I said, "Is that the truth? Then is all that I have been seeing in this country false? These conversations between the spirits and the ghosts, were they only the mimicry of choices that had really been made long ago? Or might you not as well say anticipations of a choice to be made at the end of all things? But you'd do better to say neither. You saw the choices a bit more clearly than you could see them on earth. The lens was clearer, but it was still seen through the lens. Do not ask of a vision in a dream more than a vision in a dream can give." A dream? Then am I not really here, sir? "No, son," he said kindly, taking my hand in his. "It is not so good as that. The bitter drink of death is still before you. You're only dreaming. And if you come to tell of what you've seen, make it plain that it was but a dream. See you make it very plain. Give no poor fool the pretext to think you're claiming knowledge of what no mortal knows. I'll have no Swedenborgs and no Vale Owens among my children." "God forbid, sir," said I, trying to look very wise. "He has forbidden it. That's why I'm telling you." As he said this, he looked more Scotch than ever. I was gazing steadfastly on his face. The vision of the chessmen had faded, and once more the quiet woods in the cool light before sunrise were about us. Then, still looking at his face, I saw there something that sent a quiver through my whole body. I stood at that moment with my back to the east and the mountains, and he, facing me, looked towards them. His face flushed with a new light. A fern 30 yards behind him turned golden. The eastern side of every tree trunk grew bright, shadows deepened. All the time there had been bird noises, trillings, chatterings and the like. But now suddenly the full chorus was poured from every branch. Cocks were crowing, there was music of hounds and horns. Above all this 10,000 tongues of men and woodland angels, and the wood itself sang. "It comes, they sang. "Sleepers awake, it comes, it comes, it comes." One dreadful glance over my shoulder I essayed, not long enough to see, or did I see, the rim of the sunrise that shoots time dead with golden arrows and puts to flight all phantasmal shapes. Screaming, I buried my face in the fold of my teacher's robe. The morning, I cried. "I'm caught by the morning, and I'm a ghost." But it was too late. The light, like solid blocks, intolerable of edge and weight, came thundering upon my head. Next moment the folds of my teacher's garment were only the folds of the old ink-stained cloth on my study table, which I pulled down with me as I fell from my chair. The blocks of light were only the books which I'd pulled off with it, falling about my head. I awoke in a cold room, hunched on the floor beside a black and empty grate, the clock striking 3, and the siren howling overhead. And that's the end, friends. The end of C.S. Lewis's wonderful book, The Great Divorce. I do hope that you've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed reading it. I shall find something else to read for you next week. God bless you all.